Hi and welcome back to Emmett's Collectibles, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the Predator 7-inch fully posable figure from the Hunter series from Lannard. And I guess what Lannard has done is that they have branched off into the Predator franchise with the success of the Lannard toy line, which has its own second wave now. And off the back of the success of that, with collectors, they've decided to venture into the Predator franchise. And I just think it's amazing that you can get Predator figures in Smith's here in Ireland, a kid's toy shop essentially. That's something so violent as Predator you can pick up for a figure for like €12. It's just I find it very amusing. Whatever about the Alien franchise, with the first wave, which was kind of done to be kind of more kid friendly, these figures are fairly on point, and it's I just find it amusing that a kid might see this and pick it up, and then they want to naturally enough seek out the films which the figure is based on, and they're basically not old enough to watch it. I just think it's kind of funny. But if we take a look at the packaging first, I do have the figure already, but if we take a look at the packaging, it's the packaging that we've come to expect from Lannard. Really, is kind of gorgeous, kind of glossy packaging, and got a nice render of the Jungle Hunter Predator. Just mention the side, the blurb on the back, which is fairly amusing. Yeah, so the standard kind of packaging we expected from Lannard. And a look at the other figures in the collection. Got the classic Jungle Hunter, they got the City Hunter, and then the Berserker. Wisely enough, they didn't bother to make anything for the Predator, because there's only really 3 Predator films at the end of the day, and rightly so. So that's the packaging, which is pretty nice. And what's really nice is that you get a kind of almost like a diorama kind of inner package, which is nice for displaying the figures. I have my figure displayed with that backdrop. I just think it works kind of nice, and it's a really nice addition, I think. And so if we take a closer look at the figure itself, the helmet doesn't actually come off, but I suppose for this price point that's kind of what you would expect. But very nice sculpture. It's a very kind of textured, kind of metallic paint that they used, which is quite remarkable for something that's so cheap. It's only €12 here in Ireland and Europe, $10 across the way. And some nice sculpting, on the torso, and on the arms and legs. And have a look at the back. It's a kind of, what I like about this is why I picked up this one, is because it's kind of half cloak kind of figure, so you get the kind of best of both worlds. And some YouTubers reviewing this line were kind of critical of this figure, that was kind of lacking in detail. But you get NECA figures that are $40-50 maybe more, and they're fully cloaked figures. And it depends really on what you want from your figure, I guess, but I think this is a happy medium. And I also think that NECA kind of has a contender in the market. Obviously NECA is the more premium line, more detailed, the more premium product overall, but I think that for a kind of more budget collector like myself, this is a very nice alternative. And I mean, you can only just look at the detailing for a €12 figure. It's pretty incredible. There's points for articulation on the wrist and on the elbows. The arms come out. You got articulation of the knee, ball joint of the feet, and on the torso as well, kind of a ball joint. so you can get some nice poses with this. And again, you know, you got the plasma cannon, and that's posable. Can bend up and down slightly, and the dreads are kind of rubbery. They're all one piece, but they come together. And you got the console on the side, which doesn't flip open, but you know, all the detail is there from the film, really. You got the netting, as you can see, but that is not coloured in, and for this price point, again, some people are complaining about that, but you know, if you want budget figures that look this good, that's going to cost more. So you know, unless you apply the paint scheme yourself, which can be done, I don't see why people really should be complaining. I think the blades have probably extended a bit too much. I don't think they quite come out that far in the film, but really that's just the slightest of the nitpicking. For €12, you really can't complain with this, and I think this is a great line. I'm definitely going to get the bigger version of this with the helmet that comes off, so you can see just how ugly a son of a gun this guy is. And yeah, I mean, it's I might pick up the City Hunter version of this as well. Predator and Predator 2 are the two films I'm mostly interested in, because like I said, there's only 3 Predator films. So I highly do recommend that you pick this up. I mean, it's so cheap yet so well detailed, and it's interesting to see Leonard head into the kind of 7-inch world and kind of make more realistic figures for these two franchises as well, because you might have seen some reviews online already, but it's taken a while for it to come across to Europe, where there's Alien Leonard figures. The Alien Warrior figure, for example, that comes with a much more realistic face hugger. That's a 7-inch figure as well, and that's coloured more to the tone of the figures, the Alien figures in Aliens. So it's interesting that they're kind of getting slightly more mature, but the figures are still kind of chunky to them, that they could be played with by kids. Even though I have to say there is some fiddly parts on this with the plasma cannon and with the wrist blades. You know, it could, you know, little fingers, they could take this apart quite easily. So I think Leonard has kind of struck, or is happy to kind of ride that line between, if it appeals to kids, fair enough, but it's probably going to be adult collectors. They're going to be picking these up that want to collect on a budget and don't want to fork out a fortune for NECA figures. But the minor complaint might be that the shoulder cannon, it's a bit kind of, there's quite a distance from the arm, but again, these are budget figures, so just another little gripe that is, in the grand scale of things, not really all that relevant. So I do highly recommend that you pick up these figures. If you're on the fence before about the Leonard line, do check out the second wave and this first wave of Predator figures. And I think, you know, if you're a fan of these franchises and a fan of collecting these kind of figures on a budget and don't fork out a fortune, this is probably the best way to go. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.